Canada signed a deal with China. China can bring in 50,000 electric cars a year, and that number will increase apparently over the years. As a result of that deal, Canada gets to sell their canola oil to China without any tariffs. So that's the deal. But there's some other stuff that's been talked about and involved. What Canada really wants from China, they really want China to set up China in Canada. That might sound crazy, but actually it's true. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans, and you're watching the Electric Viking. Canada wants China to build car factories, or to take over ones that American legacy automakers have dumped in Canada, and then ship these cars that they assemble or manufacture in Canada around the world. So Canada wants to become, well, the second biggest manufacturing base for Chinese car companies in the world. That's their plan. Interesting plan, isn't it? This would have been considered politically radioactive not very long ago. But because of the whole Trump saga, tariffs and everything else, America has kind of put Canada in a position where they need to have some kind of partner here. And if the US doesn't want to partner with Canada, they want to kind of alienate them, then Canada's saying, well, okay, we don't have a whole lot of choice. Bloomberg said this: Canadian auto parts firms such as Magna International Inc., Linamar Corporation, and Martinry International Inc. already have operations in China and could participate in a joint venture assembly plant in Canada. We believe that these great Canadian champions can partner with Chinese EV companies to make a Canadian-Chinese car to export it around the world, Joly said in an interview with Bloomberg News. The minister argued that a co-created EV could still be competitive globally despite the higher labour costs of building in Canada compared to China. She pointed to Honda, which builds its affordably priced Civic vehicle in Ontario, as an example. We can find a way to square the circle, she said. Now, her example was actually a really bad one, because the truth is that Honda is screwed. I mean, Honda has lost billions of dollars in the last 12 months. So I don't think it's smart to bring up Honda right now, considering their sales are cratering and their profits have disappeared, completely evaporated. And that's not just because of EVs. That's because of all their cars. But I do get the point, all right? The point is, really, let's be honest, Canada's ministers are not going to say this, but the car factor is the future. The car factor is that Canada probably sees China building in Canada won't be staffed by many people. It's going to be mostly robots building the cars. Most factories are already mostly robots. There's still quite a few people that work in them, but the numbers of people in these car factories will continue to decline every month as robotics get better and better and better, particularly humanoid robots. So Canada's probably thinking to themselves, well, you know, our labor costs are more expensive, but soon that won't really matter very much. This is a pretty big pivot, guys, from a country that only months ago had a 100% tariff on Chinese cars. And really, let's be honest, Canada heavily collaborated with automakers in Detroit. That was their thing, and it has been for decades. General Motors and Ford and Stellantis. But after a political fallout with the Trump administration, and it wasn't Canada's fault, that relationship has disappeared, and now China's saying, well, good time for us to get involved. Canada's auto sector is now squeezed, though, from multiple directions. And I've mentioned this on the channel. I've done a couple of videos on how Canada's automotive industry is in big trouble. Between tariffs from the US, stalled investments from legacy automakers, and a global EV market dominated by Chinese car brands particularly, and Tesla, of course, but Tesla doesn't have a Canadian factory, do they? Then Canada's sort of not part of this new future, and they're clearly aware of that. The question, though, is, how do people in Canada feel about this? Do people in Canada, are they okay with Chinese car companies coming in and essentially building, taking up the slack? The truth is, Chinese manufacturers would take a huge section of Canada's auto industry very, very quickly, particularly if these factories are more assembly factories. For example, if BYD and XPeng and Zeekr and, all these other brands, if they set up factories and they assembled the cars in Canada, I think that you'd find pretty quickly they'd take over a huge percentage of Canada's auto market. And then, well, when Trump's gone and there's a new president, those car factories probably would be hoping, those brands would be hoping to be able to sell those cars to American consumers. And that's a huge market. That's what the Chinese are going after. And that's why I think this might actually happen. Because really, the Canada-US thing, you guys have always had a good, good arrangements, good kind of relationship. And that's disappeared with Trump, but he's not going to be around forever. So I think that will return. And when it does, these Chinese manufacturers could start selling a lot of cars to Americans who might say, well, hang on, all these legacy automakers in America just went and canceled their EV plants, basically to the tune of the losses of tens of billions of dollars. They canceled them, canceled factories, canceled their battery supply agreements, canceled everything, pretty much. Just said we're delaying it, but really canceled it. And that's a perfect opportunity for these Chinese car companies to come in and take the market. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to book a paid consultation, you can do so, and I'll put a link in the description below. If you want advice on what electric car to buy, solar systems, all that kind of stuff, you can do that. Guys, if you want to install solar panels, a home battery, or a home charger, the best way to do this for your situation is to go to the links in the description below, and they'll take you to a page where you can compare everyone. So depending on where it doesn't matter where you live. A lot of people email me all the time saying, well, what solar system should I get? Who should I go with? What battery should I get? What electric charger should I get? Well, click in the links in the description and you can actually compare all the different choices and find the best deal for you. I'll put that link in the description below. Additionally, there is a battery savings calculator link and also a federal battery rebate calculator. I personally have found that I'm not paying for electricity at all, and that's including charging my 2 electric cars and also running my home power, my home sauna. Nothing, not paying anything at all. And I think a lot of people are getting misled. They think that getting a battery is not worth it. Actually, I think it is worth it. So those links are in the description below.